Hello rail fans, and welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft locomotive tutorial. Today, we're going to be building this Canadian National ET44AC. This is one of the new Tier 4 Gevos, most notable for the giant radiator section in the back. And as you can see, we're going to be building this in the 100th anniversary color scheme. This is actually my third attempt at making this locomotive. I can never seem to get that rear radiator section to look right, but we're going to go with it. So as usual here, I'm going to be building it on the front of the train I already have. The first step is to take a dark oak stair there to be the coupler. Underneath that, put a dark oak fence gate for an air hose. Then come up on the locomotive behind it here and delete the fence gate to either side of the coupler. Replace it with dark oak fence and extend it out to be connected hoses and cables. Then take polished blackstone stairs, facing this way, 3 of them, down on the rails. On the outsides of that, we put stairs upside down facing outward on either side. On the next row up, a polished blackstone block goes in the middle, and then 2 forward facing upside down stairs to either side of that. Then on top, put a temporary block in the corner, and 3 forward-facing upside-down oak stairs in the middle. Delete the temporary block. I had a little mistake there, had to replace that stair. Come around behind this with polished blackstone block, and we make this T-shape pattern. Then we put an end rod on bottom above each rail. Behind that, we're going to make a 5x2 of polished blackstone blocks. So 5 wide, 2 tall, and then 3 polished blackstone blocks in the middle. Now we're going to do our wheels, so take out a block of netherite. And we need to skip 1 block backwards from this and get netherite on each rail with an end rod for an axle. Then switch to nether brick stairs, and we're going to make an upside down back-to-back T-shape pattern that's coming 5 wide to both sides of the rails here. Then our next set of wheels, so netherite on each rail again with an end rod axle. Then back to nether brick stairs and another 5 wide upside down back-to-back T-shape pattern coming across the rails. Then our last set of wheels for this truck, so netherite again on each rail with an end rod axle. Then take out a dark oak fence gate, open them into the ends of the wheels here, and then come over here and we got to open them into the ends of the wheels on this side. Now we'll swing around on top of here with a polished blackstone block. And on the second block up here, we're going to fill in this top middle 3 coming down to the end of the truck here. We'll come out above those fence gates and then 1 more row of 3. Then swing around underneath it and put 3 underneath the end here. Then coming off the side of that bottom block, we're going to put outward facing upside down polished blackstone stairs. And we're going to make a row that's 15 blocks long in total. Once you have 15 blocks, swing around like this, 3 polished blackstone blocks across the rails, and then same thing on this side. Upside down outward facing stairs, coming 15 blocks forward to come back up here and complete the bottom of the fuel tank. Then we'll switch back to polished blackstone block and come on top here and fill in this top middle 3 covering the top of the fuel tank. Just keep bringing it down here. For now, we'll stop when we get to the end of the fuel tank. Then we'll do our next set of wheels, so skip a block backwards and get netherite on each rail with an end rod axle. Then just like the front, nether brick stairs, upside down, in a back-to-back T-shape pattern that's coming 5 blocks across the rails. Then our next set of wheels, so netherite on each rail again with an end rod axle. Then back to nether brick stairs and another upside down back-to-back T-shape pattern that's 5 wide coming across the rails. Then our last set of wheels, so netherite on each rail again with an end rod axle. Then we take dark oak fence gate, open them into the ends of the wheels here, come around, and we'll crouch and open them into the ends of the wheels over here. Now we can switch back to polished flagstone block and continue filling this top middle 3 in, coming down the length of this truck here. We come out above where the fence gates are, and then in front of that, we need to get 5x2 of polished flagstone block. Then on the third block up, fill in the middle 3. Then we make this T-shaped pattern, and then we put an end rod on bottom above each rail. In front of that, 3 polished flagstone stairs coming this way on bottom, and on the outside edges, upside down outward facing stairs on each side. Next block up, a block in the middle, and 2 upside down forward facing stairs on either side of that. Then switch to oak stairs and 3 upside down forward facing stairs there. Then we're going to take out a dark oak stair to be the coupler and get it stacked up till it's on this second block here. Come around under it, delete the ones you use for placement. Underneath that, we'll put a dark oak fence gate to be an air hose. Then we'll swing around like this and open 2 fence gates to either side of the coupler. Now we're going to come in with another brick slab, and on the side of the truck here above it, we're going to run a row of slabs from the front wheel to the back wheel. Same thing over here. Starting from the front wheel, run a row of slabs to above the back wheel. Then we got to do the other side, so a row of slabs here. And one more corner to go. A row of slabs here, going from the front wheel to the back wheel. Now we're going to take out a grindstone and come underneath here and hang in an upside down grindstone on the side of the truck everywhere there's a wheel. So in front of each of the 3 wheels, we hang an upside down grindstone. Then we got to do the same thing on the other side here. So come over here, 3 upside down grindstones in this truck, and 1 more truck to go, 3 in front of all the wheels here. Then we're going to go ahead and take out yellow terracotta here. We're going to put yellow terracotta on these corners here and here, and then down on these corners here and here. Now switch to an oak slab to be the stairs to get on the locomotive, and put 3 coming up in that gap on the bottom hip boxes. Same thing, 3 coming up here. Then we'll go down and do the other porch. 3 coming up here on the bottom hip boxes, and 3 coming up here. Now we have to decide which end's the front. My front end will be facing the void, making this the engineer side. So come on the front of the fuel tank on the engineer side with polished blackstone block. And we're going to go ahead and put a row of 4 blocks on the front, then 2 blocks on the back. Then on the back, we put a row of 4 anvils, and on the front, another row of 4 anvils, then a crimson button in the middle. Those are your air tanks. Then we're going to put a button on the front top of the fuel tank there. On the conductor side here, it's a bit easier. We're just going to bring a row of polished blackstone blocks all the way down the top of the fuel tank here. Then on the front block, we'll put a crimson button, and then skip a block and another one. Right in front of the fuel tank, we'll hang a bell here. Now take out a chain and put a chain up in these 2 gaps, a chain between the truck and the fuel tank right here. Come down, put 2 chains on these 2 gaps, and chains up in those gaps. Then we're going to switch to yellow terracotta, and on this 3rd block up, we're going to start filling it in 5 wide, going from end to end. Now we're going to come on the nose of the locomotive here with red concrete. And right behind the stairs, we'll make a column of 2. Skip a block and make a 3x2. Then put a sea lantern in the middle for a headlight. Then on either side of the sea lantern, we're going to put an outward facing blackstone stair. Then on the outside behind it, we put 1 red concrete and 1 white concrete. Same thing over here, one red, one white. There's a little logo on the side there. Behind this, we're going to put 3 red concrete in the middle. Then back to black stone stairs, and in that back we put one on either side that's forward facing. Then we're going to go ahead and take out black carpet here. And we'll put black carpet in those 2 corners. Then we'll make a T-shape of black carpet on the top. Then we're going to switch back to red concrete and make a column of 3 on the outside behind this. Then switch to light blue stained glass, 2 light blue on either side with a red in the middle for the front windows. Then we're going to swing over on the other side of the cab here, because there's some details on bottom we have to do. We're going to take out a red shulker box, and we're going to swing around on this other side, knock out this very bottom block, put a red shulker box, then a red concrete and another shulker box behind that, then 2 red concrete over here, and make that raised up another level of 2 red concrete, then white concrete on each side for the locomotive number, then light blue stained glass panes for the side windows, and then we raise up the back by 4 red concrete on either side. Then on top, we're going to fill this top middle 3 with red concrete, and then we'll bring it back to the back of the cab to fill in the cab roof here. On the sides, we use black stone stairs facing outwards above the windows to get the angle of the roof. Same thing on this side. Come around on top behind the cab here with black wool, and we're going to make 2 rows of 3 black wool on top. Then we're going to extend the middle down by 3 black wool blocks. On the engineer side, we're going to put a sideways blast furnace, black wool, and another sideways blast furnace. On this side, it's 2 sideways blast furnace and then a black wool. Then we'll do another row of 3 black wool behind it. Then on the engineer side, 2 bedrock, then 2 black wool in the middle, and on this side, it's just 1 bedrock on the end with black wool in the gap. Then a row of 3 black wool behind that. On this side, we're going to close a trap door over that bedrock. And then on this other side, between the 2 blast furnaces here, we're going to put a blank dark oak sign, because there's like a little smaller vent in between there. Now we're going to go ahead and come underneath this vent section and start working on that. We'll swing over to the conductor side and we'll take out white concrete here. And right under this, behind the cab, put 2 white concrete. On this side we skip a block and just 1 to leave room for a door. Then we're going to step the white concrete down and make another 2. Step it down and another 2. Step it down and another 2. So it has this stair shape pattern. We'll do the same thing over here. Step it down and out 1, down and out 1, down and out 1. Now switch to red concrete to fill in underneath here. And on this side, this first one's just 2 to leave room for a door, and then fill in that L shape. Then we'll come around and do the other side here, and we fill in this whole gap with red concrete underneath here on this side. Now we're going to come around behind this, and we're going to switch over to our black wool block, and we're going to fill everything in from the bottom to the top with black wool coming to the end of this vent section. So fill all this in and just keep bringing it back till you get to the end of this vent section for now. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, so go ahead and fill all this in with black wool. Now that that's all filled in, we got to work on the outside section and the stairs coming up to the door on this engineer side here. So we're going to switch back to red concrete and come up in front of this door. Right behind the cab here on bottom, 2 red concrete, then 2 coming off to the left, then 2 white, then 1 black wool. Now this other side's a little different because it has this really big box over here. So come down behind the cab here, put 3 red concrete, 2 white, and a black wool. And we're just copying this pattern. So up here, 2 red, 2 white, 2 black wool. Then up here, 1 red, 2 white, 3 black wool. Then behind that, we're going to make a 3x2 of black wool, because this box actually steps down a little bit. And we'll actually put 1 more black wool on that top left corner, right there. Now we'll start on the rear of the locomotive, so come back here, and we're going to go in the middle, 2 blocks in from the end. We'll put 2 red concrete, a white concrete, and 2 red. Then kitty corner to that, we're going to make a column of 4 red concrete on either side, and we'll put bedrock on the tops of those. Now we'll come on top of the back with red nether brick slab. And coming off this middle block, we're going to put 2 slabs on either side. This vent back here is big and it sticks out quite far on back. Now in the center of the back, we're going to place 1 red concrete block and then a sideways facing red nether brick stair on either side of it. In front of those, we put a single black stone stair on either side, then switch to nether brick stairs for the actual vents and make a line of 4 coming forward. Same thing on this side, a line of 4 nether brick stairs. In front of those, 1 black stone stair on each side, then back to nether brick, and a line of 2 nether brick. Same thing over here, 2 nether brick, then a black stone in front of it on each side, and then we'll go ahead and take out black wool block and fill in this whole middle coming all the way to the back. Now we're going to come underneath this vent section here, and on the top sides we're going to use black wool, and we'll bring a line of black wool from the back all the way to the front of this vent section. Same thing on this other side. Make a line of black wool coming forward to the front of the vent section here. Now on the side of this wool row here, we're going to start at the back, upside down black stone stair, 4 upside down nether brick, then a black stone, then 3 black stone stairs on the top hitbox. So it looks something like that. And we'll do the same thing over here. So starting here, an upside down black stone, 4 upside down nether brick, an upside down black stone, and then 3 black stone slabs. Now we're going to come around underneath this, starting at the back, a column of 2 iron bars, then 2 red concrete, 2 iron bars, 2 red concrete, 2 iron bars, 2 red concrete, 2 iron bars, 2 red concrete. So you should have 4 vents of iron bars there. On the bottom middle, in front of each set of iron bars, put a sideways anvil. Then, above that, we're going to switch to a block of netherite and run a line of netherite up the middle on this second block up here. And I don't know what I was thinking there. I just realized that red concrete's not supposed to be red. It's supposed to be black. So come erase these columns of red concrete and replace them with black wool. I don't know why I had the wrong color there. Now we'll come over and do the other side here. And the other side is slightly different. It's not symmetrical to this side. So come to the back, 2 black wool, 2 iron bars. Then on bottom, a black stone stair. Then a black wool on top, and we close a trapdoor on that for the brake wheel. Then we're going to end up making a 2x2 of iron bars here. So a 2x2 of iron bars, then 2 black wool, and 2 black wool on the end, and a column of iron bars in there. Then we'll come above this and make a line of black wool coming from the back to the front of this vent section. Same thing over here, 1 line of black wool. Then in the gap above that, we're going to switch to a bedrock block and start bringing a line of bedrock forward here. And the last two are going to be iron bars. Then we'll put 2 black wool in the middle and 2 sideways blast furnaces right there. Then same thing, we'll bring bedrock up, 2 blocks to the end, and 2 iron bars. Now our back vent section is finally done, and in this middle gap we're going to take black wool and run it end to end here, 4 blocks high. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Then go ahead and come around on top and fill in this middle open gap end to end with black wool. Then on the back of this here, directly in front of these vents, make a 3x3 of black wool. Now the exhaust on this is actually offset to one side, so in the middle of this, on the left hand side, put a smoker for the exhaust. Then 2 black stone stairs on either side, and 3 black stone stairs on this side. Black wool up the middle. Some earlier models of this locomotive had the area around the exhaust flat and not slanted like this, so if you wanted to build that version, instead of using stairs and black wool around the exhaust, you could just use black stone slabs. Now we're going to take black stone stairs, 3 of them coming across this way in the back, and 3 coming across this way in the front. Then towards the front of this, 1 row of 3 black stone slabs. Then in the middle, we're going to open back-to-back dark oak fence gates to be the horn. Then we'll surround all the rest of this with black stone slabs coming back to these stairs. And now that this vent section is complete, this is the problem I keep struggling with. This rear vent definitely has the right shape, and it is huge on this locomotive. And it has to be this big to be bigger than the vents on, say, the Dash 8s that I've built. But it still doesn't look right. I think it's sitting too high. If I had to build this again, I think I would lower the vent section down by 1. Now we're going to come on the front of the cab on top with iron trap doors and run a row of 3 iron trap doors on either side. Fill the rest of the roof with black carpet. Then we're going to keep bringing the black carpet down above this dynamic brake section here. We'll cover all these vents here, and then where those blast furnaces are, you're going to have to go down and crouch to place the carpet above those. Now we're going to come on the side here, directly under this stair, and start knocking out a row of 5 blocks going towards the front. And we'll fill that with red concrete. This is where the logo will be. And then we're just going to knock it all out coming down to the bottom. So we're knocking out an area that's 5 wide and 4 tall. And then just go ahead and fill that all with red concrete here. You could also just do the regular CN logo, but I wanted to make the 100th anniversary unit. So same thing here, start under that stair and knock out 5 wide and 4 tall. And go ahead and fill all of that gap with red concrete. And I just realized a change we need to make on the vents here to make it more accurate. So knock out these 4 upside down nether brick stairs and replace them with upside down blackstone stairs. So it looks kind of like that. Same thing over here. Take out these 4 upside down nether bricks and replace them with blackstone. Now we'll do our doors. So come around on the nose here and put a crimson door here. Then we're going to knock out this right hand block and replace it with black wool. Then fill the rest of the front porch in that T-shape with black carpet. Then we're going to put a dark oak door back there. Now we can swing around to the back here. We'll knock out this left hand blackstone block and replace it with black wool. Then we'll make a T-shape of black carpet up here and start bringing that forward. And we'll bring this black carpet all the way forward up this walkway on the side of the locomotive here. When we get to this stair, keep bringing it up on that stair and then up by the door. Then we'll come to this other side. So we're going to put black carpet all down on top of this box here, and then down on that level, and then down on bottom, and bring that all the way to the back of the locomotive until it meets up with the carpet we already placed. Come on front here with a birch fence. Start on bottom, come up by 3, over 1, and up 1. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Start on bottom, up 3, over 1, up 1. Then switch to crimson fence and fill in those 2, and then raise up another 2 above it with crimson. Then we're going to go back to birch and raise this up by 3 over there. Same thing over here, just a column of 3 birch. Now we'll come to the back to do our fences back there. So start on bottom, just like the front. Come up 3, over 1, and up 1. Same thing on this side. Start on bottom, up 3, over 1, up 1. Then switch to crimson, put them in those 2 gaps, and make a row of 2 crimson above it. Then we go back to birch, and we raise it up by 4 on the other side of the stairs, and same thing on this side. Raise it up by 4. Then we're going to switch to dark oak fence for the rest of it, and start bringing dark oak fence forward to the front of the locomotive. When we get here, we come up by 1, and then start bringing it forward again. When we get to this last step by the door, up another 1, and over 2 to connect with the cab. Now we'll come around and do the railing on this side, still using dark oak fence. Connect it up right here, and start bringing that towards the front of the locomotive. Just keep it coming here. Once we get here, we come up 2, and then over 2, then up 1 again, and then over to connect up with the cab. Now we're going to come detail the nose. So over that sea lantern, put an item frame with another sea lantern for the headlight. Down on these fences, item frames with sea lanterns to be your ditch lights. Then we're going to run a ladder up this left-hand side. And I accidentally had a piece of carpet there. Delete the carpet and put 2 ladders coming up. Then we're going to take out a sign here. We're going to use a dark oak sign and put it on the left-hand side above the window. And the locomotive number for this one is 3150. Same thing on the right-hand window, right above it. 3150 on a sign. Then we'll come down and do the back end. And on the rear end, the letters are white, so we're going to use a birch sign for our number plate. Same thing, 3150, and put it right there, and 3150 on the other side, right there. Then we're going to take out item frames, and we're going to go ahead and put 2 item frames in the middle here on top with glowstone for rear headlights. Now we need to make some banners for the lettering on the side of the locomotive. So get out a loom and come into it. We're going to use a red banner in white dye. Put a vertical on the left, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom. New banner. Vertical on the left, vertical on the right, diagonal. New banner. Just a vertical in the middle. New banner. We're going to put a vertical on the left, vertical on the right, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom. Then we're going to take all these banners, switch to red dye, and put a red border around all 4 of them. Now we'll come up on the side in this red square and put our lettering on. So come over here with our banners, start 1 block from the side on top, and put 100. Underneath it, we put the letter CN. Unfortunately, it can't be centered just to the nature of Minecraft. You could spread it out like that so the CN's centered, but I don't like how the word's spaced out, so I'm just going to have it offset to one side like that. Do the same thing over here, so on top, skip one in, put 100, and then put CN underneath it. Then we're going to come up on front here, where that white square is, because it's actually supposed to be a logo, and we'll put a warp sign over it. Same thing, a warp sign over the square on this side. Now we'll do the interior, so come on in through this nose door. And in this corner, put an M portal for a toilet. Then we're going to switch to smooth sandstone slabs, stack it up right here to the bottom of the window, and same thing on the other side, right up to the bottom of the window. Then on the side here, we're going to stack our slabs up till they reach the level of that door. Same thing right here in front of the door, and then same thing on this side, stack it all to the same level here. Then we can put a door down here and slabs above it. Then we'll use our slabs right here to make a little staircase to get down there. And I'm going to test it out, make sure it works. And it does, we can fit through it. So now we'll come back up. On the left hand side, put a slab for the conductor's desk. In the middle, an item frame with an end crystal for a computer and then a lever for the engineer. Turn around and put 2 stairs in to be seats. Then back here, a sideways blast furnace and a sea lantern to light it. Now our interior is completed. And there we have it, folks. We've completed this Canadian National ET44AC in the 100th anniversary paint scheme. Like I said, I'm still not quite happy with how this rear vent turned out. Definitely, if I built one of these again, I would try to lower the vent down by 1 block and see how that looked. Well, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there.